hate when people say that I'm too young to have gray hair, I'm too old to have long hair, I shouldn't wear this because I'm too old. No, if you like it and you feel comfortable in it, wear it. Hey guys, it's Devin and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is gonna kind of be all over the place. I have so many thoughts on this and so many mixed feelings on this. I did some research, I took some notes, but I really want this to come off as just like a chat with you guys. I want to start off by saying this video is not said at all in judgment of anybody or anybody's beauty decisions. I'm in the beauty industry. I'm a hairdresser. So I very much know the power feeling good about yourself changes your outlook. So at the end of the day, whatever makes you feel good about yourself, I think you should do. People coming in sometimes to the salon feeling one way about themselves, getting a fresh color and a blow dry, and just walking out with like a whole new outlook on life, that is real. So I think whatever you do to make yourself feel good, you should do it. So this is not said in judgment at all about beauty decisions or cosmetic surgeries or procedures or things that you want to do. It's more just like a chat about it. And I know it's easy to say, I'm 34 years old, so a lot of this stuff like I haven't experienced completely yet in my life. I'm still relatively young. So it's just a chat. It's just how I feel about it now and as I'm getting older, and I want this to be a conversation. So please leave comments down below with how you guys feel or what you're thinking. But at the end of the day, I feel like this doesn't mean that growing older is easy and we don't always like things that we see in the mirror. I'm sure I'm going to go through that. I go through that now. I'm a mom of two. So, being pregnant and seeing changes in your bodies, like we see changes that we don't always like. That doesn't mean as I get older, I'm not going to be tempted to do certain things. It's more just a talk on it as a whole. Kind of the fear of aging and the anti-aging industry and the pressure put on women to look a certain way. And that, yes, is talking about Botox and fillers, but that's also talking about coloring our hair and keeping up with, facials and lasers and eyelashes and eyebrows and nails and liposuction and BBLs and all the things people are doing because they're trying to maintain this certain look. So that's more what I'm talking about. But again, I work in the beauty industry, so I do think there's benefits to definitely like feeling your best and feeling good about yourself and all of that. But there's a limit and there's a line. And the way I kind of look at it as like when I was younger in my teens, as an example, I was not happy with my body. I hated how I looked. I was uncomfortable with my figure. I didn't, what's the word? I wouldn't say it was self-hatred, but it was just not liking what I saw when I looked in the mirror and thinking if I looked a certain way, I was going to be happy. So what did I do? I exercised a ton. I cut out tons of food in my diets. I limited calories because I thought if my body changed and I look a certain way, I would then be happy. And that didn't happen. And eventually, as you got older and you have like life experience in this vessel body that we have, I had children. I'm in my mid-30s now. I have grown to embrace and accept my shape. And that doesn't mean that I love every part of my body and I don't have insecurities, but I love my body and I love the vessel that I'm in. So when I exercise now, I exercise to take care of myself because I love myself and I enjoy exercising in that way. And I eat healthy because it makes me feel good and it makes me feel good that I'm taking care of myself. And I indulge in things because I love life and I love to taste things and try things. And it's just a different viewpoint. And I feel like that is the key with how we approach beauty in our society. I think there's a difference between taking care of ourselves and trying things to make ourselves feel good. I have women that come in and they love changing up their hair color. They get excited about trying new things for different seasons. and they have fun with it. And they have fun, like we'll have Botox days sometimes at the salon, and some women come in and get Botox and they have fun with it. And they want to try getting their lashes done. It's just, they enjoy the whole process of it and they love it. That's great. I think if that's what you're doing and you love yourself and you love like playing with your look, I love that. I think that's wonderful. And then there's a whole other side of it. There's a whole other side of self-hatred. I have to do this because I'm getting old and I'm ugly. So I have to do this to make myself look a certain way, because that's the only thing that's going to make me feel good about myself. And I see that all the time. This is a conversation that I have had multiple times in my career as a hairdresser with clients of mine, that some people will come in and they absolutely hate getting their hair colored. They hate the process of doing it. They hate the money that it costs. They hate, as it's growing out, seeing a line growing. It just really bothers them, but they feel like they have to do this because they will look old with their gray hair. And that my friends said that I'm too young to do this and I will regret it and I'm going to look haggard, so I shouldn't do this. And I just hate that narrative. And I've actually talked a couple of my clients into trying it and letting it go gray or mixing it in with a different color with foils. And a lot of them have ended up loving it. Because if you're not the person that enjoys doing it, think about why. Feeling the need that you have to color your hair. And I've even had other hairdressers chime in and be like, oh, she's too young. She shouldn't go gray. I'm like, the woman's in her 50s. Like, there is nothing wrong with looking the age that you are. I think a lot of people get so offended when you say that, like, oh, she looks her age. What's wrong with looking your age? You can look 40 and be beautiful. You can look 55 or 65 and look beautiful. You don't have to be 60 and looking like you're 30 to be beautiful. And I think that's when the message gets skewed. And a lot of women feel like they have to stay looking youthful to look beautiful. Young doesn't equal pretty, and old doesn't equal ugly. That's where I hate that message that it gets constantly put on women. I always say this example of this one woman. I feel like it was like a run-in I had with her like a year or so ago at one of my kids' swim classes. And she was there, she was getting ready to do laps in the pool. And she walked in, I want to say she was early 70s. And the moment she walked in to the pool area, I noticed her. She was stunning. She had this olive complexion with this white silver hair like down her back. She was in good shape. She obviously was a frequenter of the gym. And she walked by me and I had to stop her and tell her how stunning her hair color was. And she thanked me and she was like, yeah, I'd been thinking about growing it out for years. And finally during COVID, I just let it go. And she's like, funny enough, I get more compliments on my hair now than I ever did when I used to dye it. And I was like, well, I can see why, because your hair is absolutely beautiful. Now, this woman didn't look younger than she was. She looked like she was a woman in her 70s, but she was gorgeous. So I think that's where we have to kind of change our mindset of feeling like we have to look a certain age to look beautiful. There's mature women all over this world that are absolutely stunning and look the age that they are. And you're gonna, I think about it like even like with men in Hollywood, people are always like, well, men are allowed to age and blah, 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 blah. And while that is certainly true in some ways, I feel like the beauty standards for men and women are different and sometimes not equal. I also think I look at George Clooney. How old is he? He's got to be, is he 60 years old? He's a handsome man, but he doesn't look like he's 25. Like, he looks like a man that's 60, but he's a handsome man in his 60s. Whereas, like, same thing with Brad Pitt. Like, Brad Pitt doesn't look like he's 25, 30 years old. He looks like an older man, but he's very handsome. And that's the same for women. Like, you can look like you're 45, 50, 60 years old and still look beautiful. You don't have to look 25 to look beautiful. now that I'm in my 30s, I've looked up some articles on like skincare and things because, you know, our skin is changing. So I kind of just want to be aware of things that work a little bit better in my 30s than did in my 20s, maybe things that I should look out for or try. Because again, I think beauty is fun and we should enjoy the process of taking care of our skin and taking care of our hair. I love getting new products to try or, you know, new oils to try in my hair. I think it's fun. And what's funny is during my search in these articles, sometimes I'd find some absolutely insane articles to me. And there was one that I had come across that was talking about all the things that you can do to prevent aging. And some of them are normal things like, you know, use a little vitamin C or retinol or that kind of stuff. But some of them are like, this is beyond like cosmetic surgery and stuff, but it was don't smile so much. Dumb down your expressions because when you're too expressive in your face, it's going to cause wrinkles. That was a legitimate point to tell people don't smile as hard. And that is just so crazy. Don't smile as hard. It's going to cause wrinkles. Don't sleep on your sides. You should only sleep on your back because it prevents wrinkles. Just crazy tips like that are like changing the comfort and expression and joy in your life to stop wrinkles from forming. Are people actually smiling smaller to stop wrinkles from? That's just absolutely crazy to me. I just feel like I don't want to, every time I laugh at something, every time I laugh at something, I don't want to think about having to stop my face. Like when I laugh, I actually go like this a lot. I crinkle my whole face in here. So I know very well that I'm probably going to end up with lines up in here. And that's fine. That's okay. But I want my face and my life to be joyful. And I don't want to change the way that I am living my life just to prevent some wrinkles from forming. And sure, there are things you can do. Like, I know for people, I recommend for their hair, like silk pillowcases. And I know silk pillowcases are also good for skin as well. So, but that's a simple little change that you can make. But to like constantly be aware of the direction you're sleeping in and the way that you're laughing or expressing or frowning, to me, that's like an extreme. Maybe it's not to other people, but I guess to me, that's an extreme. And I just found it very interesting that that was like a normal point to be made. So I feel like the biggest like takeaway from research that I've done on this, videos that I've watched on this, is I don't want to spend my mature coming years of my life obsessing over the way that I look and my outer appearance. And that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy fussing and playing and trying different things and wanting to make myself feel better and enjoying making myself look nice. That's not what I mean. I just mean that I don't want that to be my main focus. And I feel like that's what has become of our society, is it's becoming our main focus. And it's becoming a fear of aging that even 27, 25-year-olds are having to get, feeling like they have to get baby Botox to prevent aging, because it's this fear of growing older, losing this attractiveness and losing what makes us valuable. And youth is not what makes you valuable. The wisdom that comes with getting older, and your beauty grows and changes as it matures. And it's funny enough that we look at these young people and we'll look back pictures of ourselves when we were younger thinking, oh, if only I would look like that now. And what's funny is I remember a lot of these pictures. Sometimes I'll look at these pictures of when I was 22, 23 years old, and I'll remember that day that picture was taken. And I remember hating how I looked and feeling like I looked heavy, or I didn't like how my legs looked in that picture or that outfit. And I looked amazing, but in my head, I didn't like it. And I try to remember that now in my 30s or my 40s or my 50s, that you're always going to look back and be like, oh, I looked so nice then. I wish that I look like that now. But in all reality, at the time, you didn't feel like you looked good and you didn't feel good about yourself. So why don't we just take that mental note and try to feel good about ourselves at the time that we're in right now, and kind of accept ourselves, flaws and all, not feel like, oh, I'll be happy when. I'll be happy when I have no wrinkles. I'll be happy when my lips are bigger. I'll be happy when I have big eyelashes, or when my boobs are bigger, or when my butt is bigger. Then I'm going to feel good about myself. But that's just, it's an emptiness. And I think we have to focus more on what's in here and who we are and developing as a person. And who are you? I think it's interesting that I'm a very, introspective person. I feel like sometimes I might think too much about things and who I am, and my, trying to identify with the person that I am to the core. I'm an INFP, so any of you guys know about Myers-Briggs testing. I'm an INFP, so I am a very reflective, inward thinking person. And I think that's a good thing and a bad thing. But in a sense, in this sense, I think it's good, because I have come to a very strong sense of self. And I think as we get older, that's something that we should be developing more and more, our sense of self, because then that's who we really are, and that's who we really should portray to the world. Because think about it, the people in your life that you love the most, or the people in your life that you admire the most, or have made the biggest impact on you, or that you admire the impact that they have on other people, I'm sure 90% of the time it's not because they have flawless skin or because they look 25 when they're 50. It's because of the person that they are, the light that they reflect, the kindness that they show, the gestures that they make, maybe the creativity that they share with people, and the way they make you feel. So at the end of the day, this doesn't matter. Yes, having a nice outward package that we can present to people is nice and it makes us feel good, but that's not what's going to have the biggest impact on people in our lives. And I think that is the thing about getting older, is we should start relying less and less on our outward appearance and focusing more inward, but sometimes we get caught up. And that was all this is meant to say, really, is that being unapologetically yourself. Everybody is aging and embracing their ages in different ways. If Susan wants to go get Botox and some filler and color her hair till she's 85 years old, that's great. Do you. If that makes you feel good, and if you still are living your best life and doing all the things that you should be doing, do it. And then if Mary over here wants to never wear makeup and go fully gray and have a gray braid down to her butt and live her best life over here in the garden and not even look in the mirror, that's wonderful. So I think it's just a personal journey for all of us, figuring out where our own lines are and what we feel comfortable doing and trying. And at the end of the day, it's just no judgment from me, what you decide to do. It's more just self-reflection on ourselves and figuring out the underlying reason. Is it because we love to and we have fun, or is it because we feel like we have to? And it's funny, I even talk to women sometimes my own age, 30s to 40, and you see such a range of people, and some people just loving life. 30s are amazing, having so much fun, and then other people oh, I can't believe we're almost 40, we're getting so old. And that always takes me back when I hear that, because I'm just I feel so young and that I still have so much to do and learn and experience. I don't feel that way. And I feel like that is just part of the issue, is people feel like you hit a certain age and you're just old and you don't have any value anymore. You have so much value and so much to offer as we get older, and the wisdom that we have. Don't feel like you reach a certain age and it's over, you guys. That's what this whole thing is about, is enjoy the ride and don't let anyone tell you you're too old for something. You're too old to have long hair. That drives me nuts when people are like, oh, am I too old? When they sit in my chair and they're like, people told me that I should cut my hair because I'm too old now to have long hair. No! Do whatever you want. Have long hair down to your gray, long hair down to your butt. If you like that, then rock it. I hate when people say that I'm too young to have gray hair. I'm too old to have long hair. I shouldn't wear this because I'm too old. No, if you like it and you feel comfortable in it, wear it. Do it. I'm too old to start a new business. I'm too old to try a new instrument no, you're never too old. As long as you're alive and capable, try it, do it. And that is just what's going to make life so much more interesting and make you so much more rounded of a person. And I think that's just more what this video is about, more than just the beauty industry. It's just about this ageism, too old for this, too old for that. My mom is in her 60s and still paddleboarding. She's probably in better shape than I am. And I hope that I'm like that one day. So yes, sorry for the ramble. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have anything to say or contribute, if you're an older woman watching this video, if you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and so on, and you have a wealth of knowledge or something to let us know or comment on, please leave that in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it. And I hope if you're younger and you're watching this, I hope this video makes you a little bit less afraid of getting older. 30s are awesome. Embrace it. And I'm sure all of the years to come are going to be fun too. So don't be afraid. You got plenty of time to figure out all the things. Thank you guys for watching my channel and for stopping by, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.